By the time you hit 80, you could have lost nearly half of your muscle mass compared to your younger years. This condition, known as sarcopenia, robs millions of seniors around the globe of their independence. It affects over 50 million older adults, and more than 300,000 of them end up in the hospital every year due to falls caused by weakened muscles. The Journal of Physiology has published research debunking the belief that severe muscle decline is inevitable. Some people in their 70s maintain the strength, function, and even physical appearance of individuals decades younger, while others struggle with basic tasks like getting up from a chair or climbing stairs. These high-functioning seniors often stay fully independent well into their 90s, and in many cases, outperform people half their age in strength tests. They're still scaling mountains and playing sports. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more insightful health content. So what's their secret? The truth is, 93% of seniors are unaware of the key habits that can drastically slow or even reverse muscle loss with age. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic have uncovered these habits, yet most doctors never mention them to their older patients. In fact, scientists at Harvard Medical School say that much of the advice commonly given to seniors actually goes against what's proven to preserve strength. So keep watching, because the very first habit we'll cover is likely something you're doing wrong every single day. This common mistake speeds up muscle loss by triggering certain genes that would normally remain inactive. Correcting this one behavior could be the difference between enjoying an active, independent retirement or relying on others for help. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more health insights, and drop a comment letting us know where you're watching from. Alright, let's dive in. The seventh habit is known as hormetic stress. One of the most surprising things that strong and active 80-year-olds have in common is that they regularly expose themselves to specific, controlled types of stress. Hormesis refers to the biological principle where substances or experiences that are harmful in large amounts can actually be beneficial in smaller doses. In other words, what doesn't kill you literally makes you stronger, particularly in terms of muscle. Research from the Buck Institute for Research on Aging shows that short bursts of certain stressors can activate powerful cellular defense systems, helping to preserve and even enhance muscle function well into our later decades. One of the most powerful forms of hormetic stress used by so-called superagers is temperature variation. Short exposure to cold, like finishing showers with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water or taking occasional cold plunges, can activate brown fat, promote mitochondrial growth, and release adiponectin, a hormone that safeguards muscle tissue from breakdown. Heat stress, through regular use of saunas or hot tubs, has similar benefits. These methods trigger heat shock proteins, which protect and repair muscle cells. A Finnish study found that people who use saunas 4 to 7 times a week experienced 40% less muscle loss over 10 years compared to those who didn't use them. The second hormetic stressor is intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating. Many superagers confine their eating to a tight 8 to 10-hour window each day. This practice boosts muscle efficiency and stimulates autophagy, a cellular cleanup process. According to the Salk Institute, this can improve mitochondrial function in muscle tissue by up to 10% within just 12 weeks, without any actual weight loss. The third hormetic stressor is brief but intense muscle contractions. One method used by superagers is overcoming isometrics, pushing or pulling against immovable objects at full intensity for 5 to 10 seconds. These quick, powerful bursts signal muscle cells to stay active and strong, all without putting excess strain on aging joints. What makes these stressors so effective is their short and irregular nature. They work best when they're brief and followed by ample recovery time. When done right, these practices activate important longevity genes like FOXO and sirtuins, which play a major role in maintaining muscle mass as we grow older. Ease into these habits gradually and avoid overloading your system. The goal is gentle, beneficial stress, not exhaustion. Strategy for protein timing is the sixth habit. While most seniors focus on how much protein they eat, research shows that when you eat protein may actually be even more important. As we age, our muscles become less responsive to protein intake, a phenomenon scientists call anabolic resistance. A study in the Journal of Nutrition revealed that instead of loading up all their protein in one meal, seniors benefit far more by spreading it evenly throughout the day. Here's where it gets critical. Muscle protein synthesis peaks in the 3 to 4 hours after each meal. But many older adults only get a significant amount of protein during dinner, missing out on those earlier anabolic windows. The smarter approach is to distribute your protein intake across all meals. Aim for 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So instead of just having toast or cereal in the morning, consider eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. For lunch and dinner, stick with lean meats, fish, dairy, or plant-based proteins like lentils and beans. Using this strategy, muscle protein synthesis can increase by up to 25%, even if total protein intake remains the same. In fact, a 12-week study from the University of Texas found that older adults who followed this timing protocol gained an average of 1.2 pounds of muscle without changing anything else in their lifestyle. The takeaway: it's not just what you eat, it's when you eat it that matters for muscle growth and maintenance. The fifth habit on our list is optimizing vitamin D levels. Next up is getting your vitamin D levels right, something over 80% of seniors fall short on. Often called the muscle vitamin, vitamin D deficiency is a hidden threat to strength and stability in older adults. But it's not just about bone health. According to Harvard researchers, vitamin D activates genes responsible for muscle development and maintenance. Our cells have vitamin D receptors that, when activated, kickstart processes essential for preserving muscle mass. One groundbreaking study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had up to 25% greater muscle strength than those who were deficient. They also had better coordination, balance, and faster reflexes, critical factors in avoiding dangerous falls. Deficiency is defined as anything below 20 nanograms per milliliter, while superagers, those who age gracefully, typically maintain levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter. While sunlight helps, your body's ability to produce vitamin D from sun exposure drops by about 50% between ages 20 and 65. That's why most older adults need supplements. Although individual needs vary, research suggests most seniors require between 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily to reach and maintain optimal levels. You should also consume vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified dairy, and aim for 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun exposure when possible. A cautionary note: taking high doses of vitamin D without enough vitamin K2 can lead to calcium building up in your arteries instead of your bones. K2, found in fermented foods and animal products, helps direct calcium to where it's needed most, your skeleton. Without it, supplementation can backfire. So consult your doctor, get your levels tested, and aim to stay above 40 nanograms per milliliter to protect your muscles and overall health. Habit number 4. Take a key muscle-supporting vitamin daily. While macronutrients like protein and fat often get the spotlight, superagers rely on specific micronutrients that quietly make or break muscle health. These nutrients act as essential catalysts. Without them, the protein you eat and the exercise you do won't translate into muscle growth. Top of the list is magnesium, often referred to as the forgotten electrolyte. This mineral powers over 300 enzyme reactions, many directly tied to muscle contraction and repair. Unfortunately, more than 70% of older adults fall short on magnesium intake. A 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with optimal magnesium levels had 30% stronger grip strength and superior physical performance compared to those with deficiencies. Superagers not only supplement with bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate or threonate, but they also eat magnesium-rich foods daily. Think leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and even dark chocolate. Next is creatine, commonly associated with bodybuilders, but increasingly vital for older adults. According to a 2015 study from McMaster University, creatine supplementation significantly enhanced muscle strength, size, and even cognitive function in seniors, beyond what strength training alone could achieve. Just 3 to 5 grams per day boost muscle energy production and hydration, fostering an anabolic, muscle-building environment. By consistently integrating these overlooked yet powerful nutrients, superagers give their muscles the tools they need to stay strong, well into their 80s and beyond. Habit number 3. Manage inflammation daily. What's one trait that nearly all strong seniors share? Surprisingly low levels of inflammation. Research now points to inflammaging, a chronic, low-grade inflammatory state, as a major driver behind the decline of muscle mass with age. This silent inflammation not only breaks down muscle faster than the body can rebuild it, but it also blunts the signals that normally stimulate muscle growth from exercise and protein. A seminal study from Tufts University showed that seniors with the highest inflammation levels lost muscle 3 times faster than those with the lowest, regardless of diet or exercise. In contrast, superagers actively manage inflammation with daily habits that most overlook. First, they prioritize deep, consistent sleep, going to bed at the same time each night in a pitch-dark room. Just one night of poor sleep can spike inflammatory cytokines by up to 40%. Second, they nurture their gut health, recognizing the gut-muscle connection. Age-related changes in gut bacteria are a known trigger for systemic inflammation, so superagers consume over 30 different plant-based foods weekly along with fermented foods like kefir, yogurt, and sauerkraut to support a diverse microbiome. Third, they strategically plan their exercise routines, favoring regular, moderate activity with short bursts of intensity only once or twice a week. Overtraining, especially in older adults, can worsen inflammation. Finally, their diets are rich in anti-inflammatory compounds. These include 2 to 3 grams daily of omega-3s from fatty fish or supplements, turmeric or curcumin, polyphenol-packed berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil. New research from the University of California links gut bacteria shifts to inflammation, increases of nearly 29% in just 12 weeks. To stay ahead, superagers monitor their inflammation using a simple blood test for high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, hsCRP. While most seniors have levels 3 to 5 times too high, superagers usually keep theirs below 1.0 milligrams per liter, a critical threshold for preserving strength and vitality. Preserving your neuromuscular connections is habit number 2. Here's a surprising truth. When seniors lose muscle, it's not just the muscle fibers that weaken. It's often the nerve connections that go first. These neuromuscular junctions act like power cords linking your brain to your muscles. And after age 60, they begin deteriorating rapidly. No matter how much protein you eat or how often you exercise, if this connection falters, your muscles won't respond. But there's good news. According to researchers at the University of Michigan, superagers, those who maintain exceptional strength into old age, have far healthier neuromuscular connections than their peers. Even better, these connections can be preserved or even restored with specific habits. The first strategy is coordination-based movement. Unlike regular exercise, activities like Tai Chi, dancing, tennis, or even ping pong challenge your brain to fire muscle fibers in precise patterns. A 2020 study found that seniors who practice these activities just twice a week retain 31% more neuromuscular connections compared to those doing traditional workouts. The second method involves nutritional neurosupport. Compounds like alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl-L-carnitine help protect nerve endings from oxidative damage. Certain B1 derivatives, like benfotiamine, and herbs like huperzine A boost acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter directly responsible for muscle activation. Next comes vagus nerve stimulation, easily done through deep breathing exercises. Techniques like box breathing, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, can increase neural muscle activation by 15% in just 5 minutes a day. And finally, your brain itself. A seminal study in Columbia University revealed that seniors who regularly engaged in challenging cognitive tasks had significantly stronger neuromuscular function. That's because many neural circuits overlap between the brain and muscles. In short, mental workouts fuel muscular strength. Together, these superager habits create a powerful formula to keep your brain-to-muscle connection firing, keeping you strong, stable, and independent well into your 80s and beyond. First habit: resistance exercise that builds over time. The number one habit that sets remarkably strong 80-year-olds apart from their peers isn't a pill or a special diet. According to researchers at Tufts University, it's the most powerful anti-aging intervention ever discovered: progressive resistance training done the right way. Most seniors never realize this crucial truth. Your muscles function according to the use it or lose it principle. And simply walking, lifting light weights, or doing water aerobics isn't enough to preserve it. Superagers follow a different path. They train with intentional intensity. Research from McMaster University found that just 2 weeks of high-intensity resistance workouts, taken to the point of transient muscle failure, where you can't perform one more repetition with good form, led to more muscle growth than 5 weeks of moderate exercise. Superagers also favor compound movements like squats, rows, and presses tailored to their mobility levels because these engage multiple muscle groups and create a stronger hormonal response than isolation exercises. They also use progressive overload, steadily increasing the weight, reps, or challenge level over time. The body adapts quickly, so lifting the same dumbbells every month won't cut it. Superagers track their workouts and consistently aim to outdo their last session. And perhaps the most surprising method? They slow down the eccentric phase, the lowering part of a lift, which increases muscle strain without stressing joints. This technique is incredibly effective even for late starters. One University of Alabama study showed that older adults who began a 12-week progressive training program boosted strength by 35% and gained 3.3 pounds of muscle, along with improvements in memory, bone strength, and blood sugar. Still, the biggest mistake most older adults make is avoiding resistance training altogether out of fear. But in truth, not lifting is far riskier. Without it, muscle loss accelerates, increasing the risk of falls, frailty, and dependence. If you only adopt one habit from this video, make it progressive resistance training. Start with a trainer if needed, build up gradually, and aim for just 2 30-minute sessions a week. The difference it can make in how you age is profound. And there you have it, 7 science-backed habits that help some seniors remain impressively strong and independent into their 80s and beyond. Pick one that feels doable today, then stack the others over time. The effort you invest in your strength and independence now will pay off for years to come. Now we want to hear from you. Are you already practicing any of these habits? Which one surprised you the most? Do you know a senior whose strength truly defies their age? Tell us your story in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, share it with someone you care about. Thanks for watching, and here's to your health and strength.